This is the last week of trains operating on the East Kilbride branch before it closes for 4 months for electrification works, and I'm catching the 9:47 to East Kilbride. It's a pair of 156s, that's nice. East Kilbride is one of the last places served by 156s from Glasgow Central. This is the first time I've been all the way through to East Kilbride. I've been to Hairmyres a couple of times to visit friends in hospital, but I've never been all the way to East Kilbride. And this is Crossmyloof, which is also served by trains to Barhead and Kilmarnock. Pollokshaws West, which has a very attractive building. There's Busby Junction, where the East Kilbride branch leaves the main line to Kilmarnock and Dumfries. The East Kilbride line was part of the Caledonian Railway, whereas the main line to Kilmarnock, of course, was Glasgow and South Western. Giffnock, I'm making my journey here for a while. It's not only the last week of the diesel train service, but it's the last week of these beautiful Caledonian Railway footbridges, which are going to bite the dust because of the electrification wires and because of the need to replace them with accessibility bridges. So Giffnock no more. And you can see the contractors are already here doing some work in preparation for the line closing. So let's go over the footbridge. This might be my last opportunity to use this beautiful footbridge, which has seen better days. They haven't painted it for a while, obviously because they knew that electrification would bring its early demise. Giffnock's quite a significant place on this route because the line was built to serve a quarry. I'll explain a bit more about that in a minute. Although the framework is still the original iron work, the steps and the walkway across were re-timbered at some point. The man in orange just told me that the new footbridge is going there, where the white fencing is. Here we are. God, it's busy. I love 156s. So there's going to be a bus service for 4 months, and I don't know how they're going to cope because the trains are very busy, including a significant number of school children. It always amuses me that Giffnock styles itself as a village when it's really just a suburb of Glasgow. Well, I've got myself a nice coffee just around the corner from the station, so no complaints. Quick scan round of the cafe. And there's the view outside, a number 38 bus. Right, well that's Thompson's, a beautiful coffee shop. The pastries look tasty, but I wasn't particularly hungry. It's just round the corner from Giffnock Station. Tequila and taqueria place. Makes me feel like I'm in Mexico. Back past the village shop. Oh yeah. Greetings from El Jefes, Giffnock. I think the fog is getting worse. My hopes of having a good day filming in the BBC weather forecast sunshine, which hasn't materialised, was probably a bit optimistic. And there's the depot, which has reduced the capacity of the car park. But as the station is going to be closed for 4 months, that doesn't really matter. I'm backtracking here to Thornley Bank, so I need to buy another ticket back to Thornley Bank. Well, I popped into the ticket office, but it's temporarily closed because on ScotRail the ticket office staff have to do other duties, such as salting the platforms. And platform 2 has been salted, although the platform 1 hasn't been salted, which is a bit extravagant because the temperature I think is about +1 centigrade. So there we go, but they always err on the safe side. Well, there he is, he's salting the platform. I really love those 156s. Now arriving at Thornley Bank. Ooh, the screeching of the brakes. This is Thornley Bank. Oh, there's a new bridge by the looks of it. Half a bridge. Hopefully I can cross over to the other platform. I've got about 10 minutes here and I'm not sure if I can get from one platform to the other, but I should be able to. Let's explore. Life is for exploring. Hey. Oh, how'd you get to the other platform?
What, sorry?
How'd you get to the other platform?
See, if you go right here across the road, and see behind that car wash sign,
Yes.
there's a footpath that will take you across to the other side,
Okay.
across and then down there.
Well, I didn't bargain on that. I'll go across the road, go past the car wash sign, and do various other manoeuvres. So I've come from platform 1, which is that way, and there's a sign, the route to platform 2, because they're rebuilding the bridge. And I've got to be careful I don't get run over as well. Yep, new bridge being built. Platform 2 to East Kilbride, temporary bridge, and some information from Network Rail. And there's a visualisation of the new bridge. Well, that's impressive. Yeah, it's a bit like a maze. Well, people don't normally change trains here like I am. There we are. Platform 1, platform 2. More visualisation. Geez, oh, this is a hell of a detour. If I miss the train, I'll be really annoyed. I'm now walking away from Thornley Bank Station, passing the cemetery. Footbridge closed. Look both ways. This is a nightmare. And I'm now leaving Glasgow, according. Thornton Hall, the least used station on the East Kilbride branch, and one other person alighted. Yeah, Thornton Hall, the least used station on the East Kilbride branch, 10,000 passengers last year, compared with 750,000 at East Kilbride. Originally the station was called Eaglesham Road. I have used it myself once when I wanted to cycle to Eaglesham. And you will have noticed that the line here is single track. The branch was built originally to Busby, single track extension from Busby to East Kilbride. More about that later. And the station has an electric departure screen. But the name doesn't have a Gaelic version. I'm sure we could invent one. Part of the electrification project includes doubling the track between East Kilbride and Hare Myers. But this part at Thornton Hall will remain single track. A small toast rack style bicycle rack which slopes downhill towards the railway track. Oh, and there's a King George letterbox. I'm not sure if that's George V or George VI. I think it's George V. An attractive building which has seen better days. As you will have just seen, only alternate trains stop at Thornton Hall, with it being the least used station on the line. Misty day and the shelter has steamed up as well. But it's a nice place to come for a little hike. No smoking in the shelter. The line from Busby Junction to Busby was opened in 1866 and extended to East Kilbride in 1868. The sandstone that was quarried at Giffnock is sometimes known as Eastwood sandstone. Locally, it's become known as blonde sandstone as opposed to the red sandstone, which is also used in the area. And that was the main reason for the construction of the line, so they could get the quarried stone into Glasgow city centre, where they were busy building lots of flats and other buildings. It's interesting to read that in the 19th century, when the line was first built, there were only a handful of trains per day, as opposed to the half-hourly service which the line enjoys now, if enjoy is the right word. And I think there'll be extra peak hour trains after electrification when the double track is open between Hare Myers and East Kilbride. It's had a warning that there's a fast train approaching. Busby was the original terminus of the branch line in 1866. That's the reason why the junction at Pollock Shores is known as Busby Junction and not East Kilbride Junction or some other name. Busby, with contractor's plant in evidence. Another nice old footbridge at Busby. I've never used this station. I'm not sure what's going on there, but anyway. Very cute little waiting shelter on the down platform, and there goes the train to East Kilbride, or EK as we call it locally.
ScotRail, can I help?
Yes, I'm just at Busby Station and I want to take some pictures of the old footbridge before it's demolished.
That's fine. Again, if you can keep the flash off and just stay back from the platform edge, that's absolutely fine.
Okay, thanks very much. That's it, well I've got permission to film now. The contractor's man told me that the footbridge here is being demolished at the weekend. The train service finishes on Friday night and they're planning to demolish the footbridge on Saturday and remove it. They haven't donated it to a heritage railway, as sometimes happens. The man explained to me that they're now cutting out the foundations of where the bridge is, ready for its removal. Yeah, the station building is really nice, complete with these brackets. I presume that's a Caledonian Railway design, although the line was originally constructed by a small independent company which was absorbed by the Caledonian shortly after opening. Just for the record, there is a pub close to Busby Station which is called White Cart, which is the name of a river. If I hadn't already arranged to meet a friend for lunch in East Kilbride, I might have gone there. When the quarries I've mentioned became worked out towards the end of the 19th century, the Caledonian Railway got a contract to move ash from Parkhead Forge to fill the quarries. And if you're not sure where Parkhead Forge is, it's very close to Celtic's football ground, if you know where that is. And the reason I pressed the help button to get permission to film on the station was because there were contractors working on the station. This is East Kilbride, one platform, soon to be two platforms. Some work's going on for the new station. East Kilbride was described in one book as a farming village 500 feet above sea level, became a new town after the Second World War. For 4 months this will be the only train at East Kilbride because the big ones will be not running. There we go. In Glasgow we always joke that it snows all the time in East Kilbride, and when you see a car in the city centre with snow on the roof, you always know it's come down from East Kilbride. But today there's no snow, even though it's January the 21st, I think, although it's very cold. In fact, I'd go so far as to say I'm very disappointed there's no snow on the ground, so I can't build a snowman or throw a snowball at my mate when he appears. A very informative sign about the works that are going to happen at East Kilbride, which have started. And there's a picture of the new station it's going to look like, and an approximate schedule. Of course, if it was a Calmac ferry, they would say plus or minus 6 years. Well, East Kilbride is well known as one of the new towns of Scotland from the 1950s, but this is the original village, which is why the railway line terminated here, because this was the village, the farming village. East Kilbride wasn't always a terminus for a while, because an extension was built from East Kilbride to High Blantyre, where it joined the Straven to Hamilton line, although it was never very busy and didn't last for very long. It closed between the two world wars. Well, this is the site of Hairmire Station, or the current Hairmire Station, and when the electrification works are finished, there will be a new Hairmire Station, which has been relocated.
Train services between East Kilbride and Glasgow Central will be replaced by a bus service. A minibus will also operate between Thornton Hall and Hairmires to connect with the full-size bus.